I had a friend a long time ago named Edgar. Edgar was the single most Mexican motherfucker I ever met in my life. The actor from that Machete movie kinda reminds me of Eddie, except my guy was like 4 foot something and broader than a barn door. I met this guy shortly after my time with the fleet. He was hurt in a pretty bad way and did not want to get fixed up by a legit doctor or take a trip to the emergency room. His buddies had heard I did patch jobs on the cheap, and welp, pulling a couple of rounds out of someone's ass can make for strange friendships, I suppose. Guy was covered in ink. He had teardrops, numbers, spider thingies, all sorts of signs that proclaimed him as a macho badass with whom you do not want to fuck with. I've been told what these things mean, but I can't fucking remember them for the life of me. Regardless, they are designed to ward people off, and maybe warn them about the individual wearing them. They have the opposite effect on me since I met Edgar. I feel safer, like I have someone at my back that will pull me out of the shit if I need it. After I fixed up this guy, he saved my ass more times than I can reckon. I lived in a pretty ratty part of town, and I'm not exactly a threatening looking person normally. I'm not an easy mark, but I look the part, you know? Anyways, Eddie saved my ass from what I think was a mugging on occasion. Getting cornered by a bunch of dickheads out of the Circle K with an eye on my cigarettes. I am wondering where I'm going to stash the bodies, and Eddie's bouncy car pulls up and solves the problem for me. Those fuckers bailed when they saw him. He was pretty goddamn friendly. Drugged me to a couple of decent parties. Fed me El Presidente till I was unconscious on his sister's couch and tried to hook me up with his cousin. I'm a half-breed, and neither of those parts is Mexican, but that did not seem to bother him. I stood out like a sore thumb at the gatherings, yeah, but I was the only white boy who I'ma let take a knife to my ass. Long story short, we were pals. He and his buddies got into pretty frequent rumbles with another troop, and I made out nice for myself, picking up their pieces. It may not have been particularly ethical doing patch jobs, but fuck it, I've never really been big on ethics. Anywho, they have this long-standing fight with these guys from across town, and eventually, shit starts hitting the fan. Apparently, the other guys had a satirista or some shit, giving him a hand. I don't know if that's the proper term for the chicks who do this shit. I know the word bruja popped up. My own, sadly racist as shit word for it was Mexa-magician. Yeah, I know. It's not exactly telling of my cultured self to sling shit like that, but whatever. Hispanic magic is bloody terrible shit. It's chicken feet and skulls and bad shit incoming. Feels old as fuck too. I have no doubt that the stuff that they spew when slinging a hex is nahuatl, and it makes my fucking skin crawl. The other guys are getting more vicious. What would be occasional spats in the street and maybe a drive-by is turning even nastier. People are getting attacked in their homes. Eddie's hot cousin got her thigh stabbed while she was sleeping, and they are doing shit like leaving gutted dog corpses hanging over fences. What starts making my guys worry is that they aren't feeling hot all of a sudden. These are tough, macho dudes, but superstitious as all hell. Hearing a bruja is mucking around deflates them at an alarming pace. Edgar puffs up to compensate for this and starts making with the threats towards the bruja the other guys got, saying he doesn't care about that shit. He's gonna slice her up and her sons. Blah blah blah. I'm like, Eddie, chill man, she's probably some dude's grandma, but he is having none of it. He's got a bit of a Torquemada in him, I think. He's gonna cut himself a witch. Shit does not go well for him over the next few weeks. Bunch of his boys get picked up and thrown out by the police. 2 of them flat out fucking disappear, and their girls are getting hit with shit. The bad guys are targeting their families now. I know how voodoo rolls. It's a mindfuck. You make people afraid with it, ride their anxieties, and fill in the blanks and they make their own. It's taking credit for something bad that happens, even if you aren't the one responsible, and tying all the shitty things that can happen to someone to one imagined source, you. It's terrorism, the most effective kind. People have been doing it to each other ever since some broken-ass nutjob tribal picked up a dead animal and made the stronger guys hunt for him by claiming he could catch their souls in it. I was worried, but still pretty distant from all this shit. Edgar was my only friend in this. These were not my people. Fuck, I don't even have people. So I was watching it from the outside, only really getting involved when Edgar brought me someone to fix and a bottle of JD to pay me off with. By this point, he knew he didn't have to bring me shit. I would do it on the house if he needed it, but traditions, right? I got involved when Edgar got his damn self fucking killed. The way I heard it, a grip of bad guys caught him dropping his little girl off at his grandmother's and fucking disemboweled him on the sidewalk right there. It had to have happened fast. This guy knew how to fight. He bled out in the ambulance. The paramedic taking care of him was a drinking buddy of mine and told me he was pilled out right from the get-go. It is not the first time I've had a friend of mine get a head start on me, but it never feels good. Edgar was a hoot, and now he was fucking dead to boot. I was probably gonna get mugged fucking hard next time I was out, and probably by the guys that killed him. They knew who I was. My protection was gone. So I did what any honest coward would do. I stayed in my fucking apartment. I locked the doors and did not plan on leaving until Judgment Day. I'm not that much of an oorah go get 'em kind of guy. I can throw down, yeah, but only enough to keep my goofy ass alive, and I almost never go looking for a fight if I can help it. I'm no Viking. I'm a craven-hearted coyote son of a bitch. I would have been completely happy waiting this shit out. Yeah, sure, there would have been some guilt, but I have plenty of guilt I carry along. Eventually, the individual shit stops mattering, and it's just this fucking thing following me around that I can placate with alcohol. My plan would have worked wonderfully if it hadn't been for Eddie not leaving me the fuck alone. Now, I was as drunk as a ferryman, so that might have done it, but he was there, sitting on my shitty couch one morning when I pulled myself out of bed, fucking staring at me. He didn't even have the decency to put his guts back in either. They were all splayed out over my TV tray, getting gunk in my microwave dinner I hadn't finished. I take one look at this ghostly looking motherfucker and just say, "Get the fuck out of here, Eddie. I can't fix you up this time, dude." He is looking at me with the blackest eyes, and he ain't blinking. I sure as hell do. I leave him to my couch and go take a shower. Have you ever tried having a cigarette while showering? There's an art to it, but it's goddamn satisfying. When I get back out there, he's moved from the couch to my little kitchen, and is looking up at all the empty booze bottles I got stacked on the shelves. I never threw any of the shit he gave me, even after I drank them. Just kept him up there for some fucking reason. He is staring at him, and I realize just how damn short this guy is. In life, Edgar always seemed pretty fucking gigantic to me. Here, he seems so much smaller. Eddie, get out of my fucking kitchen, I say. I haven't had an episode like this in years, and I am not liking it one bit. I've been doing really good. He just kinda cocks his head towards me and says, "Ain't I paid you enough?" Oh, fuck you. My blood is getting jumpy, and my breath is starting to fever up. It's been at least a year since I've had shit like this happen. I was doing so well. They did it in front of my little girl, man. She had him do it in front of Maggie. Yeah, well, it's fucking done now, innit? It's over. Go to sleep, Eddie. It ain't over, man. What if she goes after her? I am looking for my meds now, going through my drawers, trying to find the pills I haven't taken in like forever, but didn't have the balls to throw out. They make this shit stop happening sometimes, or at least they did. I'm a big fan of placebos, even if they don't do shit. My desperate and sudden need to take them right the fuck now might have actually accomplished the intended effect. Fuck, I probably could have shotgunned some Skittles and got the right effect. It ain't over, man. That witch gotta pay. She gotta get where I can get her, he says. He's got this lazy English that's unmistakable. He doesn't sound all stuffed up and impressive like he used to either. He sounds like he's had the shit kicked out of him. Ha, fuck that description. He sounds dead. Although in retrospect, dead people shouldn't fucking sound like anything, right? What the fuck you want me to do about Eddie? Seriously, I pull bullets out of asses and stitch shit up. What in the name of 7 snakes do you expect me to even be able to do? I'm not a jaguar, man. Can't find my pills. I am starting to accept it as happening. Not exactly the best of things, I know. You got to get her, man. You got to get her ass for me. That's serious shit. What am I gonna tell the cops when they pull me in? Edgar the undead Mexican sent me. It's cool, guys. I never took you for a pussy. I'm not a pussy. I just plan on staying alive, you bag of dicks. Why the fuck for? You hate living as much as I hate being dead. Yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to what's waiting for me where you're at, Eddie. I got bad shit following me. He takes down one of my empty bottles, Captain Morgan I think, and turns it in his hands. I am starting to get a bit desperate here. I got bad shit waiting for me if I leave the apartment before this shit blows over. On the other hand, I've got Eddie in here with me, stuck between an asshole and a hard place. Huh, fuck me. I know how this works, man, he says. It's tradition. I'll do something for you, you do something for me. What the fuck are you talking about, Eddie? You can't do shit for me. I'm not the only dead guy here, Doc. And my blood runs flat fucking cold at that. I've been collecting things like Eddie for a long goddamn time. There are a lot of them. It's what sent me to the pills, you know? They have not come out in forever, but I never really felt like they left. You threatening me, Eddie? No, you stupid fuck. When I ever done you wrong? What the fuck you figuring? You do this for me, you take this bitch out. I will keep these motherfuckers in check. I can handle these bitches. It wasn't the first time I've shaken a dead man's hand. War does funny things to a guy. Maybe not funny haha, but definitely funny in some bizarre fucking way. Funny like watching some fresh out of boot camp shitbag catching a grenade and getting blown apart so fucking hard and fast, all that's left is his boots, just kinda standing there, steaming. It's horrible, yeah, and any right-minded person would puke right there. But war makes you laugh your tits off while you're puking your guts out, because it's so goddamn funny. Maybe that's why after making the deal with Edgar, I couldn't wipe my stupid smile off my face. It felt good to walk the warpath again. It was like getting a hand job from that girl in high school who wouldn't give you the time of day back when you were a kid. It's like, having a cigarette after a couple days dry, and you get that lightheaded hoo yeah feeling. Like taking the perfect clean shit, you know the kind. Zero residue left behind, zero splash. Just a 10-point dive from your ass into the bowl, the kind they should have at the Olympics. Once it was struck and the sun headed out, I went to work. Violence was about to go down, and the idea of walking out of it alive was not even pinging my common sense radar. I had to MacGyver the shit I felt needful from what I had laying around, jury-rigged witchcraft to ruin some old lady's day. Tore up my one yellow pillowcase into strips and wrote the Lord's Prayer on it with magic marker before wrapping it around an old aluminum baseball bat that Eddie's hot cousin gave me in case an asshole kicked in my door. I grabbed the dice I used to bilk some dudes out of like $40 and tossed them in my back pocket. The last was a half-finished bottle of, I think, that Parrot Bay coconut shit that I could chug down like it was soda. Seriously though, that stuff is not even alcohol until about 3 minutes after you've slammed it, and then you were on your ass. Rum is important though. Doesn't matter what kind really. I know a guy who's big on rum, and he could be important if shit goes sideways, like I'm figuring might happen. Fuck, I'm hoping it goes hard sideways. By this time, I'm rolling with the delusion. It feels fucking good just to accept this as the way it is, to just roll with it and throw myself into the madness. This delusion is something I'm comfortable with. It's pleasant, like smoking in the shower. I'm mistaken. The last thing I took with me was my headset earphones and a little broken Walkman. It used to have a working radio, but I dropped it while rocking the fuck out a few too many times, and well, it didn't exactly work at fucking all anymore, but I needed it. I was carried to the site of my crusade by a bus. 75 cents. Bus driver looked at me funny. I was rocking out to a Walkman that didn't work with a baseball bat over my shoulder. I highly doubt I was the strangest thing he'd seen that night. Back in the day, Crusaders got to wear cool shit like armor and fancy stuff like that. I had ratty blue jeans and a Dr. Pepper shirt. I knew where these guys lived. Everyone did. Other side of town in a shitty little neighborhood that mirrored Edgar's stomping grounds. If you didn't know they were at war with each other, you would have sworn they were family. Shit, they might have been. Bus dropped me off at the 7-Eleven at the corner. Skinny black guy with a camo jacket asked me for my change. Told him all I had was the bad kind and to get the fuck out. He left. The small white house with the double front windows. That is what Edgar's cousin had talked about. It must have been like 9:30 and there was a party going on. Bouncy cars out front bouncing, loud music playing, and many men in white wife beaters having a good time. They were marked like Eddie was marked. I still did not have a fucking clue what those marks meant, aside from the meaning I was probably about to get my ass killed. I turned the volume up on my little Walkman. It's not playing anything. It never does anymore, but it's playing it loudly. There is only one way to do something this stupid. Do it hard. I had a dance in my step as I walked up to the two guys sitting on the hood of the car right out front. One of them popped his head up and looked at his buddy. They both said something, but I couldn't hear it. Music was too loud. I give him a half smile, shrug, and point to my headphones. The guy nearest to me pulls out a little nifty switchblade. He gets a bat to the face. The bat connects somewhere just around the jaw and turns him around. His friend hesitates a second before laying into my goofy ass with a solid right that just about causes me to shit my pants. I hit the street with more than the recommended velocity and try to get back up as fast as I can, just in time to catch a boot to the mouth, as it turns out. It hurts. I have an issue with my mouth. It's a delicate spot for me. I am about to call it and back out of the shit when my song comes on. You know the song. Everyone has one. It's quite motivating. People can do fun shit when their song is playing. It's the reason I brought the fucking thing. I'm getting the shit stomped out of me now, but he is leaving himself open in all the wrong places. Knees. Knees are like paper mache foundations on a skyscraper if you tap them right. Tap them with a bat. Tap tap. This house had a white picket fence, I shit you not. It was hard to see if it was well kept, because it was fucking dark around here. Only like one street lamp actually bothered to not be broken, so I couldn't really tell, but I bet it was clean. I bet it was well kept. Apparently, my altercation outside drew some attention, and carbon copy guys start coming out from all over the place. It sounds bad, but in the place I happen to be at, all of these guys sort of look the same to me. Same shirts, same baggy pants, same markings, same angry, "What the fuck is this white guy doing with that bat?" look on their faces. I wasn't just any white guy with a bat. I was Gringo Mageddon. I was Become Kali. My song was playing, and even though I could not remember the words, I was singing along as best as I was able. At some point, one of the fuckers put a knife in my upper thigh. Not really dangerously deep, although it was a couple breaths away from my balls, which would have been a problem. Enough to comically stick out to the side though. I hit them with my bat. I was not aiming to kill, or wound, or shit. I wasn't aiming. I was swinging. Most of the time, I hit something. Not always a bad guy. I distinctly remembering bashing the unholy bat shit out of the mailbox and screaming at it. This is of course when shit gets weird. By this time, I figure I'm so deep into my own little rectum of a rabbit hole that what is and what is not are completely indistinguishable from the other. For all I fucking know, I am downtown at the thrift store, just wailing on the clothing rack and screaming about Ronald Reagan trying to sell my scrotum to the lizard people. Or I could be going to war with a bunch of gangbangers. By this point, I no longer care. I really could use those Skittles right about now. The people I am beating down on are people I have seen before. A young Marine I watched catch a round in the head while I was fixing his broken thumb. A buddy of mine who got drunk with me back in the day and ended up drowning in a creek, and I was too wasted to even fucking notice. My first girlfriend, the one who got beaten into a coma by her dad and never woke up all the way. There is fucking dogs everywhere, barking dogs, tearing at my calves. Some of them are pit bulls, cropped ears. Some of them ain't dogs, they are my coyotes, and they are laughing their asses off. My song is stuck in an endless loop, and all I can do is keep swinging. I'm so sorry I didn't get your head down, man. I was too focused on your stupid fucking thumb. I am so sorry I was not thinking. I should have been watching your back. Somewhere in there my grandfather is cheering me on, but I can't understand him because the music's too loud and well, I never really could understand the guy. My hands are shaking, and some part of me is wondering why I have not been shot yet. There is gunfire, yeah, there's actually quite a lot. There are bullets flying all over the goddamn place, and oh holy fuck, Gunny is down, and they are calling for the doc, and I can't fucking get to him. Get the fuck out of my way. I am not alone anymore. Edgar's boys are here, and they are shooting the fuck out of everything. I have backup? I have fucking backup. My Marines are here. It's going to be okay. Give them hell, guys. Give them buckets of it. I've got something to do here. You know, it's not easy to kick a door down. I remember that clearly enough. Don't get me wrong. I kicked that thing like 4 times as hard as I could, and I've got some legs on me. All I accomplished was hurting my foot before I used the knob. I am definitely a little bit stupid. I opened that door the polite way. Everything was going to hell around me, but I was the eye of the hurricane. It was calm where I was. Edgar was keeping the dead off of me, I think. He was out there in the front yard with his boys, keeping my ghosts back, while they kept the living occupied. He must have talked to one of them about this beforehand. Could have told me about that part of his plan, I think. The living room was fucking quaint. The couch was plaid. There was a potted plant and a giant crucifix on the wall with cheaper tutek splayed out on it. Shitty little TV, on which was a guy in a bee suit silently looking at me with his mouth in a wide O and his eyes bugged out. She wasn't what I thought she would be. I imagined a shriveled little old woman with venomous eyes and black magic crawling off of her. I imagined a female version of the Emperor from Star Wars, all croaky and full of hate. What I got was a pudgy, warm-looking woman in a flower-print muumuu, holding in her arms what I first took to be a chihuahua, and then on second glance, saw as this fucking thing. Like an oversized, hideous little skinned bat. Big-ass ears and beady eyes, mouth filled with ridiculously oversized teeth, and tattooed tetsuyaayt just hanging off the sides. Its goddamn little hands, little people hands. This thing made chihuahuas look dignified. It was, what the fuck? The bitch threw it at me, and it screamed as it came. It screamed words. Dumb old crow. I came equipped. This was not the first time I swung a bat at something that was probably a chihuahua. It was the first time I actually hit the fucking thing. Out of the goddamn park. Oh wait, this thing was a bat. I swung a bat at a bat. Huh, fuck. She called up my old regrets on me. She hissed out my sins. I have a lot of those. She said shit in words I don't think have any meaning except to the dead, and the dead came for me as best as they could. They held me down and whispered my name to me as it's written in the book the Name Eater carries. She spat curses on me and I felt them hold. Edgar was trying as best as he could. I think I saw him wrench a few things off of me, but the poor guy had no idea the shit I carry around on me. I am like a pack mule for bad shit. I went down hard. There were a lot of bullets flying around. Did I mention that? I am pretty sure I did. She found one. When that mamacita went down, that shit let up just enough. The things holding me down with chains, made of my own not inconsiderable regrets, stopped for a bit. I was able to get up and stand again. I used the bat to assist. She was dead on the ground. Gangbanger's bullet resting somewhere pleasantly warm in her grey matter, but this shit was not done yet. Old witches die hard. Her ghost was there, pulling itself up, and figuring out what the fuck just happened, and I can hear Edgar screaming at me to do something. He wanted to do this part himself, I think, but he is busy keeping my ghosts from ripping me right the fuck apart. So I do the only thing I can do. I take a swig of rum and grab a hold of my dice. I ask the Baron for one last favor, spew the rum into my hand, onto the dice, and roll those bitches. Afterlife lottery. I get a 5 and a 3. They come to rest between her rapidly cooling breasts, draped in that ridiculous muumuu. I have no idea where that indicates, but I am hoping it's something ridiculous. Nothing but penguins with dildo hats and polar bears on scooters. The good Baron takes her off my hands, and it is done. It's fucking done. I'm giggling, half crying. Edgar is not there anymore, and one of his boys yanks my stupid ass out of the door and into the car. Eddie's sister is there, and she puts pressure on my thigh, which is bleeding like goddamn crazy for some reason, and saying shit in Spanish with such rapidity that it is making my head spin. They peel out of there, fast as fuck. I'm fading out, but I'm there enough to giggle and mutter out, "Ipa, Ipa." Huh, fuck me. Passing out time. Eddie's sister helped me get out of Los Angeles after that. Fuck that town, I am never going back. But she and I occasionally keep in touch. Edgar is still around, but he keeps it quiet, especially since I've gotten my shit relatively together. So there. Does that count as a ghost story? It has ghosts in it. In my head, when I'm going over it, I am always played by the same guy. To hell with Bruce Willis. I want Steve Buscemi. Hey, hope you've enjoyed the story so far. If you want to hear more, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment because it lets YouTube know you like the content and helps more people to see these videos. My next big goal for the channel is 100,000 subscribers, and as a celebration, I will be doing a Q&A video once we hit that goal. Thank you, and back to the stories. Here is a long one for you. Be a few weeks ago. I am visiting a friend in the next town over. I rarely see him. He moved about 40 hours away. He is staying with his uncle, who is also my former high school principal. There's an awkward silence when I walk into the house, because I was a troublemaker in high school. Kind of straying from the story, sorry. We decided it would be less awkward to just go for a walk. We head to the local beach, which was down a big-ass hill. We sit on some benches and chat for the whole evening. Do you hear that? He cuts me off mid-sentence. No. I watch him stand up and look around. I follow suit. I don't see anything, but I hear an incoherent muttering. It sounds like a little girl is talking. Let me just add, this happened in the evening of a rather rainy day, meaning the beach was empty, save for a few birds. This little town has little to no crime at all. We start talking again, this time about the voice. He starts getting uncomfortable as the voice seems closer. We are just dead silent, listening to the voice. We are both pretty much standing at this point, ready to get the fuck out. I scan the area again. I am getting that good old adrenaline rush. I hear rustling in the tree line close by. I see the fucker that's been watching us. My friend grabs my arm with a death grip and makes this weird whimper sound. I whip out my phone to take a quick picture. I could not get a close shot because the fucking girl started walking towards us. I nope the fuck out of there with my friend still grasping my arm. I am running full tilt, but my friend runs faster than me. Even though I told him to let go of my arm, he would just make his grip tighter. We make it to the house. We are both pretty much out of breath. Running uphill sucks. I ask him what the fuck that was, and why we couldn't ask the girl why the fuck she was there. My friend tells me the story he heard about a girl who drowned at the beach long before it became a public area. I didn't believe it, but shit. I got a shitty picture out of it. My arm had a bruise for like a week. Another story, because it looks like I'm not ready for sleep yet. First off, I want to make it clear how powerful the mind can be. I had a few friends over a couple of times, and I managed to convince each and every one of them that my house is haunted, despite the house only being 11 years old, and that my family was the first and only occupants. We moved into the new house so quick that they did not even have time to finish the basement. Anyways, here we go. This happened 2 years ago. I brought my new friend Kay over for the first time. We're walking up to my place. I was telling her bullshit ghost stories about the place. She knows it's a fairly new house, but she believes each and every bit of it. For some reason, everyone believes my street was built on a Native American burial ground. I live on a res, and traditions are still pretty strong here. I've been told that long ago, people would bury their dead on the highest hill, so they would have a shorter journey, but I digress. We make it to my place. It's always dark in my house. She is uncomfortable right off the bat. Internal laughing engaged. I leave her alone in the living room to scare her even more. I check my usual boards. I come back, and she is huddled up in the corner. I try not to laugh my ass off. What's wrong? I almost could not keep a straight face. I saw someone standing in the hall near your door. My face went, as I was listening to her. I saw something move in my peripherals. I lied about the ghost thing, and knew nothing was there, but somehow, I kind of doubted that. Nope. I sent her home and smudged the house. Looking back, I probably scarred her for life. What a shitty friend. Okay, so this happened like 2 years ago, but it kind of scared me. Be me, I was 22 years old at the time this happened. I am living with my parents, my sister, and my little dog. I have been with my GF for 2 years. She and her sister always had this kind of bad luck to attract the paranormal. They always told me their backyard was very crowded at 3 a.m. They are kind of used to it by now. One day, I am in a room having a phone call with my GF. It's like 2 a.m. She likes to call me a lot. I start hearing footsteps and some kind of marbles rolling just above me on the roof. I freak out and tell my GF. I try to calm down and stay alert in case it's just some guy trying to get in the house. The footsteps and marbles are still out there. Nothing else happens. It's now 6 a.m. I did not sleep shit. Gotta go to work. The next days are exactly the same. It's Monday, 2 a.m. Phone call with my GF. I am closing the backyard door and front door. My parents, sister, and dog are all sleeping. I start hearing the noises again. I nope the fuck out to my room. I get pissed and start yelling, "Hey, you asshole, why don't you fucking show up? Show yourself. You think I'm scared of you?" Nothing happens. Suddenly, my bedroom's door gets fucking smacked. Open immediately. No one is outside. I checked my parents' and sister's rooms. Nothing. I recently moved with my GF to the big city, but last time I visited my parents' house, the noises and footsteps were still there.